Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about super apps. What is a super app? A super app is a combination of services put into one app. It has many use cases across many different platforms, all put into a single app. Where is this popular? This is really pretty much only popular in Asian countries, China, Southeast Asia, and some of the prominent applications, super apps, are WeChat, Alipay, Grab. The types of services that you can have in a super app go from banking to ride sharing, to food delivery, entertainment, communication. It's a really interesting concept, and I think at the beginning I was a little confused given that I feel like it sounds like a normal phone, right? On our phone we have multiple applications and you can just click on a different application and have different use cases. But why it originally came about is because in China they didn't have such powerful phones like we did here in the Western countries, the US, for example. And so they had to get really creative on how to build an application that had very specific use cases to get everything they needed to get done in a single day, right? So banking is obviously something that has to be done very frequently. And so they built a lot of these microservices into a single application. So it might not be a full application with all the features that we are familiar with having, right? For example, if we're going to order from DoorDash, we're looking to get food, right? So, but there are many other things you can do now, right? You can have packages shipped from DoorDash. It has its own UI, right? And those things change over time. And obviously that takes up a lot of space and a lot of power from the phone to run that naturally. So in China, right, WeChat is a very popular super app. So they had very specific use cases for particular apps, right? So maybe a ride share is only for ride sharing, right? There's not also food delivery. There's not also other services that are included for that particular app within an app, if you will. So they're pretty much smaller chunks of bigger applications as we know it, maybe here in the US. And that's how they're able to run it on their devices. So this has been very, very popular in the Asian countries. The thing is, maybe a problem, especially for US consumers, is that the US market is not really primed for it, given that there's not a need for us to have it at this point. One of the benefits as well, right, is that obviously the fact that it's an integrated application across many services, you have a unified UI, right? And so that makes it very easy to understand where everything is. There's not often changes at all, probably unless you decide you want to change things. Some other issues, though, that the US has concerns over are security. Given that you can go to an application and pay for a ride, right, there needs to be compatibility across the entire application, right, and all these different services that normally come from different applications all integrated into one, right? So all these services, which may be fulfilled by different companies, they all have to have access to credit card information, your personal information, your address. These sorts of things are hard for maybe US consumers to swallow. Maybe one of the more one app here in the US that is starting to raise some eyebrows as to whether it is becoming its own super app is Uber. Uber now allows you to have pretty much anything delivered, right? It was originally delivering people, right? Ride sharing, you're delivering them from one place to another. Now they have food, courier services, you can rent cars from it. There's all kinds of things you can do on the Uber platform now, and they seem to just continue to extend these services. Elon Musk as well has hinted after buying Twitter that he would love an everything app. Now, I don't know really what that entails, and only time really will tell what that will look like here in the US. But these are vastly popular applications in these are vastly popular applications in the Southeast Asian companies and big countries like China. Let us know what you think. Do you feel like there's a need for a super app here in the US? And what are your ideas behind that? Let us know what you think. Do you feel like there should be a super app here in the US? What would you use it for?